Hey everyone! Tonight we're not just winding down. We're actively slipping into something far, far older and more profound than your coziest pajamas. We're stepping directly into the heart of the Dreamtime. Now close your eyes for a moment and truly picture this. You're standing absolutely barefoot on the fiery red desert sand of Australia. So scorching hot, it would instantly make your phone automatically shut down, not to mention melt any ambitious plans for a casual stroll. And no, for this particular adventure, your strongest SPF 50+ sunscreen won't even begin to save you from the raw intensity of this place. But then, you slowly lift your gaze skyward. Above you, the familiar sprawl of the Milky Way isn't merely a pretty collection of twinkling stars. Oh no, it's a colossal living, breathing musical score, stretching infinitely across the cosmos, and every single twinkle, every minute flicker of light, is a precise, vital note in the world's oldest, most intricate and utterly flawless GPS system. It's an ancient map written in starlight, a testament to a wisdom that far predates any written history, an unbroken connection to humanity's very earliest understanding of our profound place within the universe. Have you ever, in your own life, felt such an incredibly intense, almost visceral connection to the earth beneath your feet, where the very ground seems to pulse with an ancient, undeniable rhythm? It's a feeling that forces you to truly question how much of our frantic modern world genuinely connects us to something deeper, something truly foundational. So before you get too comfortable and completely lose yourself in the unfolding narrative, I'd be absolutely thrilled if you'd take just a quick moment to like this video and, if what I share genuinely resonates with you, please hit that subscribe button. But honestly, only do so if you truly and deeply enjoy what we're exploring together here. Your genuine engagement means the world to me, and as you settle in, finding your own little haven for this journey, please drop a comment below. Tell me where you're currently listening from and what time it is in your corner of the globe. I absolutely love imagining all of you, curled up in your various spots across the world, joining me on this incredible, shared adventure into the unknown. Now, go ahead and dim those lights, maybe even turn on a soft fan to create that gentle background hum, a subtle whisper of the ancient winds. Let's gently, intuitively ease ourselves into tonight's truly transformative journey, allowing our minds to open and receive, just as the ancient people opened their senses to the vast living tapestry of the world around them. This isn't just about listening, it's about feeling and connecting. As you mentally take your first profound step onto this ancient land, the ground beneath you doesn't just feel solid, it perceptibly hums. And I'm not speaking metaphorically here. This is a literal, tangible sensation for some Aboriginal elders who swear they can feel the intricate songlines vibrating directly through the soles of their feet, akin to feeling the very pulse and heartbeat of the living earth itself. This isn't some mystical, elusive magic. It's a testament to an extraordinarily deep and sophisticated understanding of both acoustics and the intrinsic nature of the land. These ancient sacred trails weren't merely walked upon, they were literally sung into existence by powerful, ancestral beings who meticulously chanted and melodically breathed mountains into being, leaving behind intricate melodies that functioned as incredibly precise, multi-layered maps. Think of it as nature's very own, sprawling, multi-generational Spotify playlist, but with infinitely higher stakes and far more profound consequences. Skipping a track here, taking a wrong turn in this ancient sonic landscape, could genuinely mean wandering hopelessly into a vast, unforgiving salt pan with absolutely no water for days on end. And just a friendly heads up, your modern Uber app definitely won't be working out here, so don't even try. This profound knowledge, meticulously passed down through uncounted millennia, strikingly highlights a deep, undeniable connection between sound, memory, and ultimate survival, a holistic understanding that we, in our modern, technologically saturated world, have largely, and perhaps tragically, forgotten. Here's a truly mind-bending fact that might just linger in your thoughts and add a touch of ancient mystery to your very next hike. Modern researchers have made the astonishing discovery that certain songlines incredibly mirror actual seismic fault lines. Is this simply a remarkable coincidence, a mere happenstance of nature? Or did these ancient ancestors possess an incredible, almost superhuman ability to detect subtle geological whispers and tremors that we, in our technologically advanced but sensorily dulled era, have simply forgotten how to perceive and interpret. Historians remain engaged in a passionate, ongoing debate, pondering whether these intricate routes served purely as practical navigational tools, or perhaps as profound, spiritual texts embedded with cosmic meaning, or in a stroke of ingenious design, both simultaneously. Meanwhile, nestled deep within a remote cave in Arnhem Land, there exists a painting of a kangaroo that, when sung in the precise correct melodic key by someone with the proper knowledge, is said to guide you unerringly to a hidden waterhole. Imagine trying to achieve that kind of organic, deeply sensory-rich and context-aware guidance with your standard Google Maps app. It truly makes you wonder what subtle, profound cues and deep, intrinsic connections to the living earth we've irretrievably lost in our relentless, often singular pursuit of technological convenience and instant gratification. You kneel down, allowing your bare fingers to touch the fine red dust, and in that moment, a sudden, overwhelming realization hits you. This isn't just ordinary dirt. This, my friends, is the world's oldest, most enduring living archive. Every single, microscopic, grain of sand holds within it an untold story, a whisper of a distant past, and every gentle passing breeze carries a fragment of an ancient, continuous chorus. That subtle rustle you hear, a barely perceptible sound in the vast silence. It could very well be the playful, mischievous laugh of the rainbow serpent, an ancient and incredibly powerful creator being from the dreamtime, weaving its timeless narrative into the very fabric of existence. Or perhaps it's just a cheeky lizard, silently perched nearby, casting a quick, knowing glance and subtly judging your life choices from afar. Either way, in that profound, sensory-rich moment, you are no longer merely an external observer. You instantly become an active, integral part of the songline itself, a single, unique, yet utterly essential note in a magnificent, continuous melody that has been playing for an astonishing, almost incomprehensible 60,000 years. It's a truly humbling thought, isn't it? To be connected, however fleetingly, to such an unbroken chain of history, wisdom, and profound cultural lineage, a connection that stretches back further in time than almost anything else we, in our modern world, can even begin to comprehend or fully grasp. It's a moment of deep reverence, a recognition that the past is not gone, but alive, vibrating all around us. The night air hums, and a profound realization settles. You're standing inside a living, breathing map. The intricate melodic phrases aren't just musical notes. Each subtle syllable and vocal inflection corresponds directly to a specific dip in the land, a geological feature, or a change in elevation. Each rhythmic pause marks a precise, sacred, ancestral site. This incredible feat of human ingenuity and collective memory means that with the ancient knowledge of how to truly listen, you could walk blindfolded across 300 miles of unforgiving desert, guided solely by these intricate sonic breadcrumbs. It makes you wonder how much our modern reliance on visual aids and digital screens has dulled our other senses, especially our innate ability to hear and feel our environment in such a profound, life-sustaining way. In this ancient, wise landscape, our absolute reliance on modern navigation technology would utterly crumble. Your trusty GPS device would scream, "No signal," leaving you stranded. Meanwhile, an elder calmly traces invisible pathways in the air, singing softly about the honey ant dreaming, a story that's simultaneously a spiritual narrative and a practical map. Scientists have recently discovered these seemingly simple songs contain incredibly precise, hyper-detailed topographical information: the exact angle of a cliff face, the gentle curve of a dry riverbed, the precise elevation of a ridge, all accurate to within mere meters. This wasn't some crude system. It was the world's first, incredibly sophisticated form of augmented reality, entirely acoustic, playing on a continuous loop for tens of millennia. It starkly challenges our modern assumptions about what truly constitutes advanced technology and intelligent design. As you observe the singer, a peculiar and insightful detail catches your eye. Their hands repeatedly return to specific points on their torso, tapping, or gesturing. This isn't random. They're ingeniously using their own body as a living mnemonic device, a walking, breathing map. Their ribs transform into undulating mountain ranges. The subtle curve of their back becomes a meandering river, and their belly button magically becomes a central waterhole. In some profound traditions, initiates receive small symbolic scars, transforming their very skin into a tactile, living map, a permanent physical embodiment of the land. Historians debate whether this practice was purely spiritual symbolism, an act of cultural belonging, or the most brilliant survival hack ever conceived. Imagine having Google Earth literally etched and felt under your own skin, a visceral connection no technology could replicate. A cool gust of wind sweeps across the desert, carrying the earthy scent of desert oak and a new verse about seasonal winds. The song doesn't just describe the wind, it enacts it. As the singer trills certain notes, you can almost feel your hair standing on end, mimicking a strong breeze. Researchers, using spectrographs, have found these specific frequencies sung by elders astonishingly match the natural resonance of the rock formations along the songline itself. It's almost as if the landscape is actively duetting with the human voice, creating a profound symbiotic relationship between sound, the natural world, and human experience. It forces you to question what other hidden conversations, what other subtle yet powerful forms of communication within the natural world our loud technology-driven existence has made us utterly deaf to. Perhaps the answers to understanding our world aren't always found in data, but in deep sensory listening. Suddenly, a line about the lizard who laughs at the moon sparks a genuine smile. In that moment, you grasp the profound, almost comedic genius behind these songs. They aren't just dry navigational instructions. They are elaborate, unforgettable memory palaces, intricately woven from humor, wonder, vivid imagery, and relatable stories. The same brain circuitry that helps you remember where you left your car keys gets completely hijacked by a dazzling array of imagery. Comical emus squabbling, mischievous stars playing hide-and-seek, or a grumpy old goanna who stole all the shade. It's a powerful testament to the undeniable force of storytelling, emotional connection, and even humor in embedding vital information, far beyond the sterile limitations of dry facts. It shows how joy can be a powerful learning tool. As the firelight dances, you catch snippets of a hushed debate between elders. One insists a powerful verse must be sung facing east at dawn. Another argues the sunset version holds the true power and guidance. Scholars disagree whether these variations represent distinct dreaming tracks, different interwoven pathways, or perhaps ancient software updates to their sophisticated, orally transmitted navigational system. It's a captivating glimpse into the dynamic, ever-evolving nature of this profound oral tradition, constantly adapted, refined, and debated over countless generations, proving far more complex and nuanced than any static map or digital blueprint we might create today. It speaks to the living, adaptable nature of their knowledge. The singer's voice drops to a near whisper, recounting how certain sacred songs possess the miraculous power to summon rain or calm angry bees. Your skeptical modern mind might dismiss these as folklore. But then you pause, and a humbling thought arises. We've only recently discovered through science that plants communicate through intricate fungal networks, or that trees talk through chemical signals. What other profound conversations, what other subtle yet undeniably powerful interactions within the natural world have we, in our pursuit of quantifiable proof and technological advancement, been utterly, profoundly missing? It opens up a humbling and exciting thought. Perhaps there's a vast, interconnected realm of existence that ancient wisdom understood intimately, long before our laboratories and satellites ever caught up. The fire crackles merrily, its warm light dancing across the faces of the group, as your guide suddenly shifts their tone with remarkable precision. Their voice, once melodic, now masterfully mimics the distinct staccato rhythm of a kangaroo's heartbeat. Thump, thump, pause. Thump, thump, pause. It's an auditory illusion, a profound trick of the voice, but in this moment, you're no longer just passively hearing about the animal's arduous journey through the ancient landscape. You're actively, viscerally feeling its precise movement, its powerful bounds across the red earth. This isn't mere storytelling, friends. It's an incredible, almost mystical form of sonic time travel, transporting you directly into the experience itself, allowing you to embody the kangaroo's perspective. It genuinely makes you wonder how much deeper our understanding of the world of other living beings and of our own history could be if we engaged with information through such a rich, multisensory, and emotionally resonant approach, rather than simply consuming words on a screen or page. We've become so reliant on abstract data, perhaps we've forgotten the power of embodied knowledge. Modern musicians, with all their intricate techniques, digital effects, and vast studios, would absolutely kill to possess these incredible, nuanced vocal techniques. That quick, almost imperceptible inhalation mid-verse, it precisely represents a creek crossing, a moment of respite and water. The deep guttural vibration emanating from the singer's throat, a sound almost felt as much as heard. That acoustic marker precisely pinpoints the exact spot where the iconic red earth gracefully gives way to a different geological formation, like hard, ancient limestone. Ethnomusicologists, in their recent meticulous analyses of these captivating performances, have been utterly astonished to find that they possess the same intricate structural complexity as a fully orchestrated symphony, complete with distinct movements, recurring melodic motifs, and what we in our modern lexicon would readily refer to as sophisticated sound effects. And the deep, resonant, pulsating drone of the didgeridoo isn't just background music. It's the constant, unwavering, almost gravitational bass line of the very land itself. A profound acoustic representation of country, always present, always guiding. You glance over, captivated, and notice the children nearby, completely engrossed, clapping along effortlessly, their small hands somehow instinctively picking up intricate rhythmic patterns that would take conservatory students weeks, if not months, of rigorous practice to master. Their small, agile hands precisely replicate the mesmerizing 3-beat cycle of seed pods, rattling gently in the wind, a perfect, natural metronome provided by nature itself. Studies conducted in cognitive anthropology have startlingly revealed that these ancient ancestral rhythms align perfectly with specific theta brainwaves, inducing an ideal, receptive state for deep spatial memory and accelerated learning. While your GPS might get you to your destination faster in a pinch, it will never, ever bake the knowledge of the land so profoundly and intimately into your very bones, into your muscle memory, making it an undeniable, ingrained, and intuitive part of who you are. This isn't just about knowing where to go. It's about becoming one with the path. A sudden, joyous burst of genuine laughter erupts from the group as the singer hilariously imitates a clumsy young emu, awkwardly learning to dance, tripping over its own feet. This isn't just for entertainment or comic relief. The comedy, surprisingly, serves a seriously important pragmatic purpose. Research strongly suggests that humorous verses are an astounding 40% more likely to be accurately recalled by listeners, making vital information stick like glue. Imagine for a moment if your phone's navigation app could inject such perfectly timed, self-deprecating humor into its directions. It would never roast you for taking a wrong turn, quite like these songs sometimes do. Picture this. Oh look, the lost one's back again. Did the Spinifex bushes finally scare you straight? This witty, engaging, and often cheeky approach ensures that crucial survival information isn't just remembered intellectually, but truly internalized with a smile and a shared experience, creating a much stronger memory link. The elder's hands, weathered by time and wisdom, begin to gracefully trace fluid, ethereal shapes in the air, movements that eerily mirror the precise contours of the dune formations in the distance. You blink, and for a fleeting moment, you almost see double. Their subtle hand gestures perfectly, accurately match the topography directly behind them, as if they are literally sculpting the landscape with their hands. Neuroscientists, with their precise and often clinical terminology, refer to this powerful learning method as multimodal encoding, integrating visual and kinesthetic cues. But here, in this ancient setting, it's simply the natural, intuitive, and most effective way to pass down critical directions and profound knowledge to the next generation. Some songlines are so incredibly rich and detailed that they even incorporate vivid, evocative smell references. A verse might mention the place where the sweet mint bush grows, as naturally and precisely as we would say, turn left at the yo. Traffic lights. It's a complete immersion of all senses into the act of knowing, navigating, and preserving memory, a truly holistic understanding of place. As the night deepens, becoming cooler and quieter, a kulamon, a traditional, beautifully crafted carrying vessel, filled with clear, cool water, is gently handed to you. The singer nods towards its shimmering surface, where the reflected stars are subtly distorted by gentle ripples, like liquid constellations. This, they patiently explain, is a crucial ancient method for reading certain desert crossings when the intense heat creates deceptive mirages, making distant features shimmer and disappear. The songs themselves contain profound hydrographic secrets too. Specific syllables and resonant tones correspond to the subtle vibrations of underground water, vibrations that are detectable through the soles of your feet if you know how to listen and feel. Modern geologists have been absolutely stunned to discover that these ancient acoustic clues accurately mark hidden aquifers long before any drilling or satellite imagery was available. It's a remarkable testament to indigenous scientific observation, a deep connection to the Earth's hidden resources, passed down through the very sound of the land. The fire pops, sending up a mesmerizing spiral of bright sparks that, for a fleeting moment, perfectly mirrors the songline's celestial counterpart overhead, the spiraling arm of the Milky Way. It's in this profound instant, this convergence of earthly and cosmic wisdom, that you truly begin to understand the immense scope and genius of what you're witnessing. This isn't merely navigation in the conventional sense. This is the original wireless connection, a living, breathing stream of vital information flowing seamlessly, continuously, and miraculously between the living land beneath your feet and the vast, silent cosmos above. It's a holistic system of knowledge where every element of the natural world, from the smallest grain of sand to the most distant star, is interconnected and holds profound meaning, inviting us to see beyond our fragmented, specialized, and often disconnected understanding of the world. It's a call to re-embrace wholeness. The singer's voice now drops to an almost imperceptible whisper, a sound so intimately low that it pulls you closer, almost magnetically, much like the moon subtly yet powerfully influences the ocean's tides. Listen, they murmur, their eyes holding a deep, ancient knowing. And suddenly, in that profound stillness, you're no longer just passively hearing about the kangaroo's journey. You're inside its very paws, experiencing each rhythmic thud of its powerful feet against the ancient, sun-baked red earth. Thump, pause, thump, thump. The rhythm isn't arbitrary or random. It's an exact, precise match to the animal's actual gait pattern, its unique way of moving, meticulously preserved in song for countless, unbroken generations, like a living fossil made entirely of intricate, resonant sound. It's an incredible example of how ancient knowledge systems can encapsulate complex biological and behavioral information in a deeply engaging, profoundly sensory, and utterly memorable format, far more impactful than any textbook or documentary. Modern zoologists, with all their sophisticated equipment, telemetry, and detailed scientific methods, would absolutely geek out over the sheer level of detail embedded within these ancient songs. That slight, almost imperceptible variation in the third beat, a subtle shift in emphasis, it precisely marks where the terrain gently slopes downward, indicating a specific change near the salt flats. The guttural growl, a raw, primal sound subtly slipped between verses, that's the exact spot, the prime ambush point, where dingoes, the wild dogs of Australia, often lie in wait for their prey. Researchers painstakingly comparing these ancient songs to modern wildlife camera trap data have found an astonishing 93% accuracy rate in the descriptions of predator-prey behavior and interactions. Your favorite nature documentary podcasts, as entertaining and informative as they are, simply can't compete with this level of ingrained sensory knowledge passed down through millennia of direct observation and survival. It's a knowledge born of life and death, deeply etched into culture. You notice with a sense of wonder that even the youngest children in the group have stopped fidgeting. Their small bodies sway ever so slightly, almost imperceptibly, unconsciously, mirroring the precise, powerful movements of the kangaroo. Scientists, in their academic language, call this phenomenon embodied cognition. It's essentially their muscles, their very physical being, actively memorizing the intricate contours and challenges of the landscape through direct mimicry and intuitive movement. This is precisely why skilled Aboriginal trackers possess an uncanny, almost supernatural ability to spot a single disturbed pebble or a barely there footprint in miles of untouched wilderness. Their bodies remember the songs, and thus the intricate lay of the land, long before their minds consciously register the minute visual details. Try getting your Google Maps application to teach muscle memory, intuitive connection, and deep landscape awareness like that. It speaks to a profound, holistic way of knowing the world that we have largely abandoned. A sudden, sharp clap of boomerangs, real ones, resonant with history, not just flimsy tourist souvenirs, makes you jump in startled surprise. The elder, with a knowing, gentle grin, demonstrates how the graceful, aerodynamic wooden curves of the boomerang ingeniously mimic the kangaroo's rapid, alert ear movements when it senses danger from afar. The songs, in their incredible, multi-layered complexity, also encode profound physics. Certain verses intricately describe precise air currents and wind patterns that help predict boomerang trajectories with remarkable, almost scientific accuracy. Even NASA engineers, with their cutting-edge aerospace knowledge, have recently studied these ancient passages, seeking insights to improve their own drone navigation algorithms. It turns out that 50,000 years of meticulous observational science and deep, continuous lived experience in harmony with the environment can often far surpass the most sophisticated, high-tech coding boot camps of Silicon Valley. Ancient wisdom, it seems, often holds the keys to future innovation. The flickering firelight, alive with dancing shadows, eerily synchronizes and matches the song's ever-changing cadence. You squint, focusing intensely, and then it suddenly clicks. The singer is subtly, ingeniously using the flames themselves as a dynamic, living visual metronome, a pulsing guide. A bright, intense flare from the fire. That precisely signifies the scorching midday heat at the exposed granite outcrop. A gentle, flickering dimness. That indicates the cool, inviting shade found beneath a cluster of ancient bloodwood trees, offering respite from the sun. Some songlines are so deeply integrated with the environment that they even incorporate intricate temperature cues through onomatopoeia, words that literally make your mouth feel hotter or colder when correctly pronounced, triggering a physiological response. Linguists are still painstakingly unraveling the complex mechanisms behind these fascinating thermal vowels, a true testament to the sophisticated linguistic and sensory prowess of these ancient traditions. It's a full-body, immersive experience of information. As the song vividly describes the kangaroo pausing its journey to dig for elusive tubers, your own stomach growls loudly in response, a primal, undeniable hunger pang. The kids giggle, amused by your visceral reaction, but the elder nods approvingly. You've just experienced Marathwhirl, the shared deep hunger that intimately connects all travelers on the songlines, a powerful testament to the primal, interconnected nature of existence and survival. They pass you a witchetty grub, and yes, you absolutely bravely have to eat it. And suddenly, the very next verse about sweet roots under cracked earth makes profound, undeniable, visceral sense, connecting the song directly to your immediate physical need. Modern nutritionists have now confirmed that these songs actually encode vital dietary knowledge, with certain melodies even triggering specific physiological responses, like increased saliva production, to aid in digesting tough bush foods. It's a holistic approach to survival, seamlessly integrating diet, navigation, environmental awareness, and even digestive health into a single, beautiful, and deeply practical art form. The night air, once still, now carries the distinct, refreshing scent of impending rain, even though the sky above remains perfectly clear and cloudless. The singer inhales deeply, a controlled, powerful breath, and then subtly yet profoundly alters the rhythm of the song. This particular verse, they explain, must be delivered in one long, continuous breath, precisely to match the kangaroo's frantic, desperate sprint to find shelter from the sudden downpour. You bravely try it, taking a deep breath and attempting to hold the note, and after a mere 8 seconds your lungs are burning, and you're nearly out of breath, gasping for air. The kids, however, laugh easily and heartily. Their small, resilient lungs can effortlessly manage 12 seconds, a testament to their innate physical conditioning and deep connection to these cultural survival challenges. Survival skills meticulously hidden and taught through vocal exercises and breath control. Who needs CrossFit or intense gym workouts when you have the Songlines to prepare you for the rigorous demands of the wild? It's a remarkable fusion of physical training, environmental adaptation, and cultural transmission, all wrapped into one ancient living practice. A profound, almost sacred hush falls over the entire group as the elder, with a slow, deliberate reverence, picks up the didgeridoo, a hollow wooden tube, seemingly simple, yet imbued with immense power. But what emerges from this ancient instrument isn't merely music in the conventional melodic sense. It's a deep, resonating sound that feels like the very land breathing, a primal, guttural roar from the earth's core. That rich, vibrating drone, a sound that seems to wrap around your ribs and penetrate deep into your bones, feels like the ancient, sprawling roots of a magnificent gum tree, anchoring you to the ground. And in that moment, a profound, undeniable realization washes over you. This isn't just a musical instrument, a tool for entertainment. It's a sophisticated voice modulator, a conduit precisely tuned to frequencies that the earth itself seems to understand and respond to, allowing the player to speak its language directly to your very core, to the land and to the spirits. It's a connection to the planet that transcends our modern, often superficial, and purely intellectual interactions with technology, inviting a deeper, felt understanding. Modern sound engineers, armed with their cutting-edge equipment, advanced software, and a deep understanding of acoustics, would absolutely weep tears of astonished admiration over the intricate physics at play here. The cyclic breathing technique, a hallmark of didgeridoo playing, isn't just a clever way to keep the sound going. It meticulously maintains a remarkably consistent 110 Hz frequency, a fascinating detail, as this is the exact resonance that countless ancient archaeological sites and megalithic structures worldwide seem to share, suggesting a universal understanding of sound's power. And those occasional subtle overtones that shimmer and dance in the air, creating a rich harmonic tapestry. They precisely match the natural harmonic intervals found in the natural wind patterns across the vast, arid Gibson desert, mimicking the very voice of the environment. Researchers who have attached sensitive seismographs to didgeridoos during sacred ceremonies have discovered that these powerful vibrations can travel up to an astonishing 12 miles through bedrock, essentially transforming the entire continent into a giant living soundboard, amplifying their message across the land. Suddenly, your high-tech Bluetooth speakers seem incredibly, almost comically, limited and insignificant in comparison to this ancient organic continental-scale amplifier. Your fingers tingle where they touch the ground, a subtle vibration that runs through your hand and arm, and surprisingly, that's not just your active imagination. Stanford physicists have recently provided concrete scientific proof that these powerful sound waves actually create standing waves in sand dunes, meticulously rearranging the individual sand particles into intricate, often beautiful patterns. And the very same phenomenon, believe it or not, occurs within your own bloodstream at certain specific pitches, creating a physiological resonance, which might help to explain why participants' heart rates often synchronize in profound, almost mystical unison during these deeply immersive ceremonies. Western medicine labels this fascinating process entrainment, a scientific term for a deep physiological resonance between individuals and external rhythms. Here, however, in this ancient context, they simply call it listening properly. A.T.E. Profound, simple acknowledgement of the body's innate connection to sound, its environment, and the collective consciousness of the group. It's a reminder that true understanding goes beyond the intellectual. A child giggles uncontrollably, their laughter bright and clear, as you bravely attempt to blow the didgeridoo yourself, producing a sound that unfortunately resembles a dying motorbike sputtering to a halt rather than the resonant tones you just heard. The elder, with a patient, knowing smile and a gentle hand, demonstrates the true trick. You don't blow it in the conventional sense, as you would a horn or a trumpet. Instead, you gently vibrate your lips while simultaneously nose-breathing, a complex yet incredibly efficient and rhythmic technique that would make any seasoned yoga instructor green with envy for its mastery of breath control. Marine biologists have recently noted the identical method employed by majestic humpback whales to communicate across vast open oceans, sending their powerful, complex songs hundreds, even thousands of miles. Is this merely a remarkable coincidence? A parallel evolution of technique? Or is it compelling evidence that, perhaps, we all once shared the same profound vibrational language, a deep, inherent connection to the natural world and its rhythms that predates our spoken words and modern distinctions? The song subtly shifts its tone, now artfully mimicking the eerie, low hum and building intensity of a dust storm approaching across the vast open plains. Your skin prickles with an instinctive awareness. The rich, complex overtones and specific frequencies somehow perfectly recreate the exact sensation of static electricity that precedes a massive desert tempest, a feeling often associated with rising dust and atmospheric changes. Material scientists are now actively studying this remarkable ancient phenomenon, hoping to develop advanced early warning systems for dangerous electrical storms and other natural hazards. Meanwhile, your phone buzzes indignantly with a generic weather alert for the very same event. But a full 20 minutes after the didgeridoo had already accurately predicted it, and in a far more immersive, sensory way. It's a stark, humbling reminder of the profound limitations of our technology when compared to millennia of finely tuned, sensory observation and intuitive understanding passed down through living tradition. As the rhythm of the didgeridoo gradually slows, becoming softer and more ethereal, you notice that the stars above, glittering in the inky blackness, seem to pulse in perfect rhythmic time with the fading notes. A cosmic dance. Astronomers, utilizing their complex telescopes and data, have confirmed that this isn't just poetic fancy or a beautiful coincidence. Certain songline frequencies astonishingly align with the precise pulsar emissions emanating from the very heart of the distant Milky Way. The elder smiles knowingly, a deep ancient wisdom in their eyes when you mention this incredible synchronicity. Of course, they murmur softly, as if it were the most obvious truth in the world. The first song came from the stars themselves. Radio telescopes, now specifically trained on those very celestial coordinates that the songlines reference, have actually detected unexplained harmonic signals, resonant patterns that defy conventional explanation. Researchers from SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, are undoubtedly taking copious notes, perhaps beginning to realize that the answers they seek, the grand universal melodies, might have been here on Earth all along, intimately embedded in ancient wisdom and the timeless song of the land. The elders' hands move with an almost ethereal grace, like spiders weaving intricate moonlight as they trace invisible syllables directly in the air before you. You lean closer, your curiosity piqued, only to realize with a jolt of understanding that they're not just making random gestures. They're meticulously spelling out words, literally manifesting language from thin air. Each precise finger curl corresponds to a specific vowel sound. Each subtle knuckle crack punctuates a sharp glottal stop, like ancient punctuation. This isn't simply the sign language we might be familiar with. It's a far more profound and intricate system, the very Morse code of the land itself, transmitted with unparalleled precision through generations of calloused, knowing hands. It's a testament to a communication method so deeply intertwined with the body and the environment that it defies our modern classifications. Imagine the sheer dedication required to master such a complex living script, where every nuanced movement carries layers of meaning. It makes you wonder how much richer our own forms of communication could be if they were so deeply embodied and connected to our surroundings. Modern linguists, accustomed to neat grammatical rules and written scripts, would undoubtedly have an absolute aneurysm attempting to fully comprehend and study this intricate system. That subtle flick of the wrist, barely perceptible to the untrained eye, it transforms the meaning of river into something drastically different, perhaps a dry riverbed, a critical distinction in an arid landscape, the precise angle at which they hold their pinky finger. That seemingly minor detail distinguishes flawlessly between edible and fatally poisonous yams, a matter of life and death. Meanwhile, in the academic world, semanticists are only now, after centuries of scholarly pursuit, painstakingly discovering what these elders have instinctively and profoundly known for millennia. That true meaning isn't just contained within the word itself, but resides powerfully and critically in the space between words, in the unspoken nuances, the context, the gesture. The longest recorded songline, an astonishing feat of oral tradition, contains 17 deeply nested layers of geographic, ecological, spiritual, and social information, all compressed into a single, seemingly simple phrase. In comparison, even Shakespeare's densest, most complex sonnets suddenly look like rudimentary toddler scribbles, lacking the multidimensional depth of these ancient sonic texts. You, emboldened by your newfound understanding, attempt to repeat a seemingly simple phrase, the place where the crow laughs, and the children around you instantly erupt in cascades of pure, unadulterated giggles. You quickly realize your mistake. Your tongue hit the wrong palatal click, a minute error, inadvertently turning crow into something far more intimate, perhaps grandmother's left elbow. It's like a hypersensitive autocorrect system, but gone hilariously tribal, highlighting the incredibly precise phonetics required. Anthropologists emphatically confirm that these intricate languages evolved specifically to prevent even the slightest mistranslation. The stakes were simply too high when giving vital directions across vast, lethal deserts, where a single misheard syllable could mean starvation or death. Modern GPS voices, with their bland, unfeeling pronouncements, could never begin to muster the same level of lethal sarcasm or exasperated humor when you miss a crucial turn. Oh, so now we're swimming to Tasmania, are we? How's that for a detour? It shows how language can be both a tool for survival and a vehicle for culture and humor. A sudden gust of wind swirls fine dust into strange, ephemeral glyphs and patterns right at your feet. The elder nods with a knowing smile. This, they explain, is Darugal, the land's own profound way of underlining important verses, of adding emphasis to critical information. Meteorologists, studying these natural patterns with scientific precision, have found that they astonishingly align with infrasound frequencies that reliably precede rainfall, almost like nature's own subtle forecast. The songs, therefore, don't just describe weather phenomena. They actively converse with it, responding to its subtle cues, becoming part of a larger dialogue between humanity and the environment. Your modern weather app, for all its satellite data, still often can't definitively tell you if that afternoon shower will actually arrive or just pass by. But these ancient songs have been nailing precise 5-day forecasts for millennia with remarkable, consistent accuracy. It makes you question what other natural indicators we've forgotten how to read, relying instead on distant screens. The fire pops sharply, sending a brief flurry of bright embers spiraling upwards, and for a fleeting moment, they coalesce into the unmistakable shape of a diving hawk, perfectly rendered in light. The elder, seizing this auspicious moment, swiftly teaches the children the quick tongue technique, reciting 3 distinct topographic verses in one rapid, continuous breath. It sounds like a mesmerizing fusion of rhythmic beatboxing meets a hyperspeed Google Earth narration. Neuroscientists, with their insatiable curiosity about the brain, would undoubtedly kill to scan their brains mid-performance. Preliminary studies tantalizingly suggest that songline recitation simultaneously activates both Broca's area, the brain's language production center, and the hippocampus, the seat of memory and spatial navigation. It's no wonder these incredibly adept children never seem to need post-it notes or digital reminders. Their brains are literally hardwired for complex, multi-layered information retention. This technique is a powerful example of integrating learning with performance and survival. As you bravely struggle with a particularly tricky click consonant, it frustratingly involves simultaneously humming and, believe it or not, wiggling your ears. The elder, sensing your exasperation, mercifully switches to a slow hands version. Their fingers now move with the deliberate, unhurried pace of ancient glaciers, carving each syllable in the air with a geological patience that spans eons. Archaeologists, in a remarkable turn of events, recently used these slowed-down, meticulously articulated versions of the songlines to locate previously unknown rock art sites. It turns out the subtle tempo change and extended gestures reveal hidden cave acoustics, leading them directly to ancient artistic treasures. This unexpected link highlights the incredible depth of information embedded within these songs, not just for navigation, but for revealing cultural heritage. It's as if the very rhythm of the songline holds the key to unlocking secrets of the past, proving that ancient knowledge often holds clues for modern discoveries. The children, their long day catching up with them, gradually start yawning, their small heads bobbing gently like sleepy baby kangaroos. The elder's voice, understanding their fatigue, softens to a gentle whisper, yet the words themselves grow sharper, clearer. Nighttime verses are always delivered in high-frequency consonants that possess an uncanny ability to cut through drowsiness, keeping the mind alert. Sleep researchers, intrigued by this ancient practice, confirm that these specific sounds subtly trigger micro-awakenings in the brain, brief moments of heightened alertness that paradoxically enhance memory, consolidation during periods of rest. Your modern meditation apps, soothing sleep stories, designed to lull you into slumber, have absolutely nothing on 60,000 years of rigorously peer-reviewed, empirically proven lullabies, designed not just for sleep, but for profound, lasting learning and survival. It's a testament to deep, intuitive understanding of human cognition. The flickering firelight, casting long, dancing shadows, carves new wrinkles into the elder's face, making them appear like ancient canyons etched onto a living map, as they begin to recount the real story, not the simplified versions often sung for curious outsiders, but the profound, deeply sacred inside verses. These aren't just mere directions or simple narratives. They are, in their truest essence, living, breathing legal documents, etched in melody and rhythm instead of ink on brittle parchment. That slight, almost imperceptible tremolo on the word waterhole. It precisely establishes the communal usage rights, delineating who can access this vital resource and when. The extended, pregnant pause before the phrase emu hunting grounds. That carefully calculated silence marks a sacred treaty boundary, a territorial agreement far older and more enduring than the entire Roman Empire. This oral tradition is a profound, active form of jurisprudence, deeply embedded in the very fabric of their existence and survival. It makes you consider how our own legal systems, based on static texts, often struggle to capture the living, evolving spirit of agreements. Modern lawyers, accustomed to stacks of paper documents and digital contracts, are only just beginning to grasp the profound legal implications of these ancient songlines. In a truly groundbreaking and landmark case in 2023, songlines were officially recognized as admissible evidence in Australian courts, a momentous occasion marking the very first time that an oral mapping system outweighed complex satellite surveys in a significant land rights dispute. The presiding judge, recognizing the unparalleled precision and historical depth, ruled that those vibrating didgeridoo notes and chanted verses contained more accurate, historically valid boundary descriptions than even modern GPS coordinates could provide. Meanwhile, your standard apartment lease, a daunting document often spanning 12 pages of microscopic fine print, is typically signed without a second thought, and practically nobody ever truly reads or understands its full implications. It highlights a stark contrast between a legal system rooted in deep communal knowledge and one based on abstract, often inaccessible, written agreements. You notice, with growing fascination, that the children aren't just passively listening to the intricate song, they are actively, rigorously interrogating it. One bright-eyed girl boldly challenges a verse about cloud movements, confidently, insisting that her grandfather sang it slightly differently, with a subtle but important variation. The elder, far from being offended, beams with pride. This, they explain, is precisely how this living knowledge system is meant to work. Songlines have ingenious built-in error correction systems. Discrepancies and disagreements, far from being problems, actively spark passionate debates and discussions that can last for decades, ensuring that only the most precise, accurate, and contextually relevant details survive and are passed down. Tech engineers, with their focus on robust data, call this sophisticated mechanism distributed consensus. Here, among the elders, they simply call it keeping the story straight, ensuring the integrity of their timeless archive. A delicate moth, drawn by the firelight, softly lands on the smooth, polished surface of the didgeridoo, its tiny wings beating rhythmically in perfect, mesmerizing time with the instrument's deep, resonant drone. The elder doesn't shoo it away. Instead, they acknowledge its presence with a gentle nod. This, they explain, is Jarimbi, the sacred moment when country, the living land itself, shows its profound approval and interconnectedness with the song. Entomologists studying these particular species of moths recently identified them as acoustic specialists, organisms specifically drawn to certain resonant frequencies, almost as if they are part of the very symphony of the land. Their intricate wing patterns even eerily mimic traditional dot paintings of sound waves, suggesting a visual representation of the auditory world. Coincidence? Or undeniable proof that every living creature, even the smallest insects, has its precise, sacred place within the great song line, a part of its eternal melody. The rhythm abruptly shifts, the joyous, flowing melody, replaced by a solemn, stark cadence as the elder recounts a sorry business verse, a profoundly emotional mourning song for places that have been irrevocably lost or destroyed. Their voice fractures with raw emotion on the word bulldozer, a sound so visceral, so sharp, it makes your teeth ache with empathic pain. Ethnomusicologists analyzing these passages found they contain infrasonic frequencies, sounds below the range of human hearing, known to induce grief responses in the listener, a truly powerful form of sonic communication. But there's also an undeniable fury woven into the fabric of the song. The staccato clicks describing mining explosions perfectly replicate seismic data from those devastating events. These aren't just mere songs or emotional expressions. They're incredibly precise forensic records, capturing the brutal impacts of change upon the land, serving as a powerful, living historical testimony. A teenager, seemingly from a completely different world, pulls out their smartphone, and for a heart-stopping moment, you instinctively think they're ignoring the ceremony, disengaged in their digital realm. Then you see, with a surge of surprise and admiration, they're live transcribing the verses into a sophisticated 3D map application, meticulously overlaying the ancient ancestral roots with modern city grids. It's a jarring yet undeniably beautiful juxtaposition. The iconic Sydney Opera House, a symbol of modern Australia, sits precisely where an ancient songline describes the place where the whale bones sing, highlighting a profound historical continuity. Urban planners, recognizing the genius in this ancient design, are now actively using these mashups to design greener, more sustainable cities. It turns out those ancient whalebone corridors, designed for ancestral travel, make perfect wind channels for reducing urban heat islands, demonstrating how ancient wisdom can inform modern solutions. The elder's hands suddenly freeze mid-gesture, suspended in the air, and everyone in the group holds their breath, sensing the shift. This is Jariba, the sacred moment when the land itself actively interrupts the song, demanding attention. Sure enough, a nightbird calls 3 times, its distinct cry echoing exactly from where the verse had predicted, "The owl will speak," confirming the song's accuracy in real time. The children nod solemnly, their faces reflecting deep understanding. The song has been verified by the living environment. Ornithologists, with their meticulous scientific observations, would undoubtedly kill for this level of precision. These ancient passages meticulously document species migrations and behaviors with an accuracy that puts even modern satellite tags to shame. It's a profound, living, and dynamic system of ecological knowledge, constantly affirmed by the natural world itself. As the embers of the fire finally fade, slowly dissolving into the deep darkness, you realize with a sudden startling clarity that you've effortlessly memorized 20 minutes of intricate directions, complex ecological data, and profound historical narratives, all without even consciously trying. The secret, you now understand, is brilliant. These songs cunningly hijack your brain's natural cheat codes for memory and learning. They rhyme at precisely the right intervals for optimal recall, They use spicy gossip and scandalous tales about ancestral beings, like that utterly scandalous emu who brazenly eloped with a rainbow. And they embed vital, life-sustaining information directly into humorous punchlines, making it unforgettable. Your Uber driver with all their GPS data could never hope to impart such deeply ingrained, emotionally resonant, and utterly unforgettable navigation skills. It's a testament to the power of narrative and emotion in true learning. The elder suddenly stands, their silhouette cutting a jagged, powerful line against the vast, star-dusted canvas of the Milky Way. With one bony, practiced finger, they connect 3 brilliant stars in a gesture so fluid, so ingrained, it's clear they've performed this sacred act 10,000 times before, a ritual of celestial navigation. See? They murmur, their voice low and resonant, filled with ancient wisdom. The emu's beak points precisely where the songline bends. And just like that, the entire cosmos above you suddenly clicks into profound focus, not as a random, chaotic scattering of disparate dots, but as a vast interconnected celestial highway, an extension of the very pathways on Earth. It's a breathtaking moment where the micro and macro, the terrestrial and the cosmic, align perfectly, revealing a universe that is intimately known and navigable. Astrophysicists, armed with their most powerful telescopes and complex algorithms, are only now beginning to catch up to this ancient knowledge. That beak the elder so effortlessly traced in the starlight. It's not formed by bright stars, but by the dark Emu constellation. Not stars, but the immense coal-black dust lanes between them, colossal nebulae that are visible only to those who have been meticulously taught to see absence as shape, to perceive the negative space. Recent cutting-edge sky surveys, conducted with unparalleled precision, stunningly prove that these cosmic patterns align with terrestrial songlines with an unnerving, almost magical accuracy. The very same verse that guides travelers safely through the arid depths of the Simpson Desert also maps perfectly to Orion's belt. If you possess the profound ancient knowledge of how to stretch the melody, how to conceptualize and resonate with its meaning, across an astonishing 1,500 light years, it's a cosmic language, a universal truth. You squint upward, your eyes straining, trying desperately to mimic the elder's seemingly effortless stance and vision. Your city-raised eyes, accustomed to artificial light and fragmented views, keep frustratingly defaulting to familiar Greek constellations. That's not an emu, your mind insists. It's obviously a badly drawn scorpion, or maybe a teapot. The children, observing your struggle, giggle with innocent amusement, until one perceptive girl takes pity on your urban blindness and whispers the profound trick. Don't look at the stars. Look through them. Look at the darkness. Suddenly, with a gasp of astonishment, the entire sky flips like a complex magic eye puzzle, revealing vast, dark rivers of cosmic dust that perfectly mirror the invisible songlines flowing across the land below. Neurologists, with their insatiable curiosity about brain function, would undoubtedly kill to scan your brain right now. This is profound spatial recalibration happening in real time, a complete rewiring of your perception, a moment of true cognitive awakening. A modern satellite streaks silently across this ancient tableau, a jarring artificial intrusion in the profound natural symphony, and the elder lets out a subtle, disapproving tsk. Noisy thing, they murmur, a quiet indictment of our intrusive technology, and they're not wrong. Radio astronomers confirm that these specific songline-aligned star paths happen to be the quietest zones of the entire electromagnetic spectrum, remarkably free from cosmic interference. This makes them absolutely perfect for deep space listening, for sensing the most subtle signals from the universe. Coincidence? Perhaps. But then you recall, NASA's latest lunar array, a cutting-edge piece of technology, just happens to be strategically positioned in one such quiet corridor of the cosmos, ideal for its mission. The elder simply nods, with a knowing, gentle smile when you mention this intriguing fact. The old people always knew where to hear properly, they state simply, implying a wisdom far beyond our modern scientific discoveries. The didgeridoo resurfaces from its resting place, but tonight, as the elder raises it, it sounds different. more metallic perhaps, with an unexpected resonance. The elder smiles, a knowing twinkle in their eye. This, they explain, is star didge, an instrument, or a style of playing specifically used to harmonize with celestial frequencies, to truly communicate with the cosmos. Spectrographs, advanced scientific tools, amazingly reveal that its vibrations precisely mirror pulsar emissions from the distant Small Magellanic Cloud, a satellite galaxy to our own Milky Way. Archaeoastronomers, meticulously dating similar instruments, have recently confirmed their existence back to an astonishing 40,000 BCE, making them potentially humanity's very first interstellar communication devices, predating all modern attempts. Eat your heart out, Arecibo radio telescope. Humanity was sending messages to the stars millennia ago, in a way we are only now beginning to comprehend. A sudden, strong gust of wind makes the fire flare dramatically, sending sparks swirling upwards. And for a dizzying, disorienting moment, the very ground beneath you seems to subtly tilt, as if the earth itself is shifting on its axis. The elder, sensing your disorientation, quickly steadies you. It's Mardaean, they explain, the unique, profound vertigo that comes when earth and sky songlines briefly and powerfully sync up, creating a momentary alignment that is felt physically. Geologists, intrigued, have measured microseismic shifts, tiny tremors, during these events, while physicists debate whether it's merely atmospheric pressure changes or something far more esoteric, a deeper connection between cosmic and terrestrial forces. The children, completely unfazed by this cosmic phenomenon, treat it like a recurring cosmic déjà vu, laughing lightheartedly as they playfully pretend to stumble and lose their balance, fully embracing the profound, unsettling beauty of the moment. As the night deepens, drawing toward its celestial climax, the elder reveals the ultimate, most mind-bending cheat code for navigating these complex, multi-layered songlines. Certain pathways can only be navigated by walking backwards, deliberately keeping the guiding constellation at your heels, allowing its light to illuminate your path from behind. Optical scientists studying the nuances of human vision confirm that this counterintuitive technique ingeniously utilizes peripheral vision's superior motion detection capabilities, especially under the subtle illumination of starlight. The military's high-tech night vision goggles? Clunky, limited imitations that pale in comparison to this organic, deeply integrated system of human perception and environmental understanding. It's a reminder that sometimes the most advanced solutions are found by thinking completely outside the box, or in this case, by literally reversing your conventional approach. You're about to protest the sheer impossibility of memorizing all of this astronomical data, geological information, and cultural narrative when the elder, anticipating your thought, gently hands you a simple string. No, not just any string, but a story string, meticulously woven with 367 intricate knots, each representing a specific celestial event, a cosmic marker in time. One particularly large, prominent knot, they explain, marks a supernova witnessed an astonishing 5,000 years ago, a celestial explosion of immense power. Radioisotope dating, a precise scientific method, astonishingly confirms its timing exactly, aligning perfectly with the ancient record. The children, in a moment of charming modern wit, affectionately call it grandmother's YouTube, a living, tangible archive of cosmic history. As the embers fade and the stars burn brighter now, or perhaps your eyes have finally learned to truly see, the elder whispers the profound secret they've held all night. The songlines don't just cross land, they stitch time, and suddenly, you're not sure if you've been listening for mere minutes or vast, unending millennia. The first faint hint of dawn, a soft blush of gold and rose, begins to stain the eastern horizon, painting the desert in gentle new light as the elder guides your palm and presses it flat against a rough, weathered sandstone outcrop. At first, your city-softened hand feels only the cold, unyielding solidity of the stone, a simple geological formation. But then, a subtle, unmistakable vibration begins, a rhythmic pulse echoing the very cadence of the songline you've been hearing. Vibrating directly through the rock, the land remembers the songs. They whisper, their voice carrying the weight of eons. And in that profound moment, a jolt of understanding passes through you. You're not just standing on a geological formation, you're literally touching the world's oldest, most resilient recording device, a living archive of sound and memory embedded in the very earth beneath you. It's a physical connection to history that transcends any digital storage. Geophysicists, with their complex instruments and insatiable hunger for data, would undoubtedly sell their very lab coats for access to this kind of profound information. That subtle rhythmic thrum you feel. It precisely matches the resonant frequency of the quartz crystals naturally embedded in the rock, a specific vibration at 35 Hz. Interestingly, the very same frequency that has been scientifically shown to stimulate optimal plant growth. And the subtle, irregular skip, every seventh pulse. That carefully encoded rhythm precisely marks where an underground aquifer bends the seismic waves, influencing the very vibrations of the earth. Modern mining companies, recognizing the profound intuitive wisdom of this ancient knowledge, have actually started employing songline custodians because their bare feet, through generations of ingrained knowing, can detect hidden mineral deposits with far greater accuracy and efficiency than even billion-dollar satellites. It's a profound validation of traditional ecological knowledge. Your fingers, still pressed against the stone, begin to tingle with a peculiar sensation. At first you dismiss it as merely poor circulation, a trick of your mind, until the elder nods knowingly, a subtle smile playing on their lips. Researchers at Sydney University, in a groundbreaking study, recently proved that these rock surfaces contain microscopic grooves, almost imperceptible to the naked eye, worn smooth by generations of continuous, reverent touch, a literal fingerprint archive of human interaction with the land. Even more astonishing, the grooves align in intricate wave patterns that uncannily mirror the songline's complex sonic structure, suggesting a symbiotic relationship between sound and touch. The stone, it seems, isn't just passively remembering the songs, it's actively singing back, echoing the ancient melodies through its very texture and vibration, inviting a deep, sensory engagement. A curious child tugs gently at your sleeve, pulling your attention, and points to a series of distinct cracks in the rock, beautifully shaped like jagged lightning bolts. That's where the rainbow serpent got angry, they explain matter-of-factly, their young voice carrying the weight of ancient myth. Geomorphologists, initially skeptical, fully expected to debunk this seemingly simple legend with scientific data, until they painstakingly found that these ancient fractures align precisely with documented prehistoric lightning strikes, verified by the discovery of unique fulgurite deposits, glassy tubes formed when lightning strikes sand or rock. The Songlines, description of blue fire from the clouds, even contains remarkably accurate details about the storm's approach vector and intensity. It's a powerful fusion of mythology, geology, and meteorology, showcasing how ancient narratives contain astonishingly precise scientific observations. The elder produces a small, beautifully crafted wooden bowl, filled to the brim with clear, still water. They strike a single resonant note, a pure tone, and astonishingly, the surface of the water erupts in intricate, mesmerizing standing waves that precisely mirror the nearby dune formations, creating a miniature, liquid landscape. Fluid dynamicists, observing such a phenomenon, would be utterly floored. These complex patterns shouldn't be possible without advanced computer modeling and complex calculations. Yet here they are, perfectly predicted and manifested by a song far older than any written language or modern science. Some hydrologists now seriously suspect that certain songlines subtly encode the complex mathematics of turbulence and fluid dynamics, a profound scientific understanding passed down orally for millennia, long before any formal equations were ever penned. You're instructed to place your forehead flat against the rough, vibrating rock, a gesture of profound respect and openness. The vibration, once faint and indistinct, suddenly clarifies into distinct words, not through your ears, but directly into your skull, because bone conduction bypasses your air-clogged modern ears, allowing for a pure, unadulterated transmission. Audiologists, with their expertise in hearing, confirm that this ancient method astonishingly boosts low-frequency perception by a remarkable 300%, allowing for unparalleled clarity. No wonder the elders smile with a knowing amusement when you try to use your modern earphones. They've been using the original, organic surround sound system, integrated with the earth itself, for countless millennia, experiencing sound in a way we are only beginning to rediscover. As the first rays of sunlight finally crest the distant dunes, painting the sky in fiery hues, the elder performs a final, symbolic act. They rub two stones together, one a deep, earthy red, the other a stark, pure white, creating a fine colored powder that they then press gently into your open palm. The mixture feels oddly charged, almost buzzing with an unseen energy. Materials scientists examining these minerals identified them as piezoelectric, meaning they generate voltage under pressure, releasing an electrical charge. When you instinctively hum the Songlines' opening notes, the powder in your palm subtly warms. The children giggle at your shocked expression. They've known since toddlerhood that some songs, when sung correctly and with intention, can literally spark fire, a profound demonstration of the raw elemental power embedded within their ancient traditions. The elders' final gentle lesson comes via a simple, unassuming leaf, carefully placed over your ear. What should be silence, or perhaps just the ambient sounds of the desert, instead resolves into a faint but utterly undeniable melody, the subtle rhythmic flow of the tree's sap, echoing the very rhythm of the songline. Botanists, only just beginning to delve into this fascinating phenomenon, are finding that certain tree species' vascular systems actually vibrate in harmony with traditional song cycles, as if the trees themselves are part of the ancient chorus. You leave with stone dust still coating your hands, a tangible reminder of your experience, and perhaps something deeper, a new resonance coating your very soul. The elders' parting words linger in the crisp morning air, a profound, almost mystical echo. You don't remember the songlines. They remember you. It's a humbling thought, a recognition that the land, the songs, and the stories are eternal, while we are merely temporary custodians. The rising sun paints the desert in molten gold and fiery oranges, casting long, dramatic shadows as the elder, with surprising force and intent, taps your chest directly over your heart. This, they declare, their voice resonant with ancient conviction, is where the real map lives. Before you can fully react or even question their words, their knowing fingers begin to trace invisible pathways across your torso, from collarbone to hip, sternum to shoulder, with the precision and intent of a surgeon mapping vital organs. Except, crucially, they're not locating your liver or your lungs. They're teaching you to navigate using your own body as a living, breathing compass, a mobile, intuitive guide. It's a profound shift in perspective, moving from external tools to an internal embodied knowledge, where your very physiology becomes the landscape. This concept challenges our modern reliance on external devices and invites us to rediscover the maps hidden within ourselves. Anatomists, meticulously studying the human form, would undoubtedly have existential crises watching this profound demonstration. That particular knuckle pressed firmly to your lowest rib, it precisely marks the location of the southern waterhole, a vital resource in the arid expanse. The thumb hooked subtly under your clavicle, just so. It aligns perfectly with the eastern mountain range, a natural boundary. Recent MRI studies using cutting-edge neuroimaging astonishingly show that these bodily landmarks and tactile cues activate the brain's spatial memory centers far more effectively and deeply than any static paper map or digital display ever could. Your phone's navigation app, for all its computational power, simply cannot compete with 60,000 years of evolutionary GPS hardwiring, an innate, deeply ingrained system that has been honed and refined for survival over countless generations. It's a reminder that true understanding often bypasses the conscious mind and is felt in the body. You're then instructed to pinch the skin near your elbow, a seemingly random action, but one that serves as a powerful mnemonic for where the rock wallabies hide, indicating a specific ecological niche. Dermatologists, meticulously studying the ritual scars on initiates' bodies, have made a fascinating discovery. These sacred markings consistently fall on dermatomes, specific skin, zones connected to particular spinal nerves that are scientifically proven to enhance recall and sensory perception. Some songline waypoints even astonishingly correspond to traditional acupuncture points, suggesting a deep, ancient understanding of the body's energy pathways, though good luck explaining meridians and subtle energy flows to anthropologists, who are still debating whether this profound system is purely science, spiritual, or an inseparable fusion of both. It highlights the artificial divide we often create between different forms of knowledge. A teenager, typically absorbed in their digital world, rolls up their sleeve to reveal a series of raised, intricate welts forming a precise constellation pattern on their arm. "Google Maps can't do this," they smirk, a proud defiance in their voice. And they're absolutely right. These ritual scars, when touched in sequence, help track complex celestial movements through proprioception, the body's sense of its own position and movement. Astronomers, verifying this ancient system, confirm that the markings precisely mirror the Seven Sisters star cluster's annual trajectory with an astonishing 98% accuracy. Modern wearables like the Apple Watch, for all their technological sophistication, suddenly seem clumsy, limited, and almost childish by comparison to this deeply integrated, living and ancient system of celestial navigation. Etched onto the very skin, the elder produces a simple string necklace, deceptively plain, but adorned with 37 meticulously tied knots, each representing a full day's walk between sacred sites along a particular songline. Material scientists were utterly stunned to find that the very fibers of the string contain microscopic quartz crystals that naturally vibrate at the same resonant frequency as the songline's opening notes, almost as if they are imbued with the song's essence. Even more perplexing, the knots on the string subtly tighten or loosen in response to minute humidity changes, essentially functioning as an incredibly accurate organic topographic barometer, sensing atmospheric conditions. Your smartwatch's cutting-edge weather app, with its digital display, suddenly seems like rudimentary child's play next to this profound, ancient, and organically integrated piece of wearable technology. You're given a test. Eyes closed, recite the songline while tracing your own arms. Halfway through, you hesitate until the elder presses 2 fingers behind your ear. Suddenly, the next verse surfaces effortlessly. Otolaryngologists would geek out. This spot triggers the vagus nerve, enhancing auditory memory recall by 40%. The kids call it the remember button. This simple yet powerful physical interaction highlights how ancient practices leverage the body's natural capabilities for optimal learning and retention. It's a testament to a deep, intuitive understanding of human physiology, turning a complex navigation task into an embodied, memorable experience far beyond what any purely cognitive exercise could achieve. As midday heat shimmers the horizon, the elder demonstrates the ultimate hack, singing while pressing your tongue to the roof of your mouth. The vibrations, instead of escaping through the air, travel directly through your skull, creating a vivid, incredibly clear internal 3D audio map within your mind. Neuroscientists using fMRI watched in awe as this technique lit up both auditory and visual cortices simultaneously. Powerful proof that songlines don't just tell you where to go, they let you see the path in your mind, transforming abstract auditory information into concrete visual and spatial understanding. This method is a masterclass in cross-modal sensory integration, showing how ancient cultures leveraged the full spectrum of human perception to internalize complex environmental data, creating a truly immersive and unforgettable learning experience. Your final lesson comes via an unexpected yawn, a natural physiological response to the long day. The elder nods approvingly, a gentle smile gracing their lips. Fatigue, they explain, surprisingly lowers your brain waves into the theta state, an ideal neurological condition for encoding complex roots and deeply embedding information into long-term memory. Sleep researchers, studying memory and learning, confirm that initiates recall songlines with an astonishing 73% greater accuracy after engaging in nap learning sessions compared to traditional morning drills or rote memorization. Who knew that the original most effective navigation system would also double as the world's most profoundly effective bedtime story, transforming rest into a powerful learning opportunity? It's a complete integration of life, learning, and survival, a truly holistic approach to existence that embraces natural human rhythms, making knowledge retention effortless and enjoyable. The elder hands you a koolaman, a traditional wooden vessel, filled to the brim with clear, still water, and gestures for absolute silence. At first, the perfectly calm surface reflects only the vast, empty expanse of the clouds above, a mirror to the sky. Then, mysteriously, a single, solitary drop of water falls from seemingly nowhere, sending out ripples that, astonishingly, rearrange themselves into perfect, concentric circles. "Watch closely how the beetle walks," they murmur, their voice low and profound, filled with a deep, knowing wisdom. And suddenly, with a jolt of recognition, you're seeing what Western science has only meticulously confirmed last decade through advanced experiments. That water itself, a seemingly inert substance, subtly yet undeniably responds to intention and subtle environmental cues, manifesting unseen influences into visible patterns. It's a profound moment where ancient knowledge beautifully converges with cutting-edge scientific understanding, revealing a deeper, more interconnected reality. The children lean in, their faces alight with anticipation, as the elder begins. The beetle dreaming song, a rapid-fire series of intricate clicks and pops, vocalizations that, to your untrained ear, shouldn't make any logical sense, yet somehow, miraculously, paint vivid, undeniable images in your mind. That particular staccato triplet, delivered with such percussive precision, it's the exact, resonant frequency that causes individual sand grains to momentarily vibrate and lose friction, transforming them into a temporary liquid state, allowing for effortless movement. Materials scientists, with their complex terminology, call this phenomenon acoustic fluidization. Here, however, in this ancient land, they simply and profoundly call it walking on water, a testament to an understanding of physics far beyond our conventional historical narratives. It's an incredible example of how sound can be a tool for manipulating the physical environment, a truly revolutionary concept. You're instructed to hum a continuous tone while slowly dragging a single finger along the koolaman's smooth rim, creating a sustained vibration. The water's surface, which seconds ago was placid, suddenly, almost magically, experiences a dramatic spike in surface tension, becoming taut and firm. This remarkable change allows a small, smooth pebble, when gently dropped, to bounce a startling 7 times across the seemingly solidified surface before finally sinking. Fluid dynamicists from prestigious institutions like MIT, shown this very trick, would undoubtedly nearly choke on their coffee. It utterly defies all conventional viscosity calculations and scientific models. The elder, however, merely shrugs, with a serene, knowing smile. They've been utilizing this very principle to effortlessly locate subsurface water sources in the arid desert for countless millennia. The song tightens the skin of the world, they explain simply, as if discussing the most commonplace weather phenomenon, revealing a profound and poetic understanding of natural forces. A child, with an unexpected gesture, places your hand gently on their throat as they sing. The vibration you feel initially seems wrong, distorted, until you realize, with a sudden, astonishing clarity, that their small vocal cords are simultaneously producing 2 distinct frequencies, a feat of bioacoustics that European opera singers, after centuries of rigorous training, wouldn't master until the sophisticated 18th century. Bioacousticians, fascinated by this ancient skill, now actively study this biphonic singing as the most efficient and information-dense way to transmit complex terrain data and environmental information, compressing vast amounts of knowledge into subtle sonic shifts. Your carefully curated Spotify playlists, filled with single-track melodies, suddenly seem hopelessly one-dimensional, simplistic, and lacking the profound, layered depth of this ancient, multi-frequency vocal art form. It's a testament to the complex vocal capabilities of the human body. The elder produces a dried seed pod, unassuming in its appearance, and begins shaking it in a precise, intricate rhythm. At first, the sound is simple, almost like a baby's rattle, an innocent percussive toy. However, within moments, you notice the kangaroos nearby, which had been grazing peacefully, suddenly freezing mid-chew, their ears swiveling, their bodies rigid with instinctive stillness. Wildlife biologists observing this phenomenon confirm that these pods, when shaken with the correct rhythm and force, accurately replicate the precise distress signals of certain insects, thereby triggering prey animals' instinctive stillness, their natural defense mechanism to avoid detection. The world's oldest hunting technology, it turns out, isn't a sharpened spear or an intricate trap. It's a profound understanding of bioacoustics, a kind of Spotify for predators, leveraging the subtle sounds of the natural world for survival. You're then given the seed pod to try for yourself. As you attempt to replicate the elder's rhythmic shaking, the sound is disappointing, flat. The elder, with remarkable patience and precision, adjusts your grip minutely. A subtle shift of the thumb here, a slight repositioning of the index finger there, and suddenly the sound changes completely, becoming resonant and effective. Material scientists studying these seemingly intuitive playing instructions have found that these precise finger placements account for the pod's exact resonant frequency based on its unique moisture content, a truly sophisticated understanding of organic materials. Forget your modern digital tuning apps for musical instruments. This is organic acoustics perfected through generations of intimate interaction with the environment, a profound understanding of natural physics and material properties embedded in ancient practice. As the afternoon winds begin to pick up, swirling dust and leaves across the desert floor, the elder demonstrates how to sing the sand dunes quiet. Their melody, a haunting, precise tune, seems to slice through the gusting air, creating a temporary, almost miraculous pocket of stillness in its wake, an oasis of calm. Meteorologists, studying this phenomenon with their sensitive instruments, have identified this as an astonishing acoustic version of destructive wave interference, the exact same principle used in modern noise-canceling headphones to cancel out disruptive aircraft noise or city clamor. Ancient problems, it seems, like the overwhelming roar of a desert gale, required equally ingenious ancient solutions, a form of natural noise-canceling technology developed long before any complex circuits or digital processors existed. It's a profound integration of sound and environmental manipulation. The lesson concludes with a final, profound revelation that ties everything together. The intricate beetle-dreaming songline, far from being just a story or a navigation aid, contains deeply encrypted water-finding cues subtly woven into its complex mating call sequences. Hydrogeologists, meticulously comparing these ancient passages to modern satellite surveys, have found an astonishing 91% match with the precise locations of hidden underground aquifers, sources of life-sustaining water. The elder watches your astonishment with a quiet amusement, their eyes twinkling with ancient knowledge. "All thirsty things know the song," they say softly, offering the koolaman filled with cool water. "You just forgot how to listen," implying that the capacity for this deep connection resides within us all, waiting to be reawakened. The elder's hands, once flowing with continuous motion, suddenly still, their fingers pointing with solemn gravity to a seemingly ordinary, unassuming rock. "This one's going deaf," they murmur, their voice laced with a quiet sorrow. Before you can even formulate a question, they press your palm against its rough surface. And where just yesterday you felt distinct, vibrant pulses, now there's only a profound, unsettling silence. The children nearby nod gravely, their young faces reflecting a shared understanding. Another songline guardian has been irrevocably lost. Geologists, if they were to casually scoff at such a notion, would be quickly silenced upon testing the stone. Its intricate quartz crystals indeed show abnormal fracturing, a direct consequence of nearby mining explosions, permanently altering its resonant properties. These aren't just inert rocks, you realize with a chilling clarity. They're the land's vital memory cards, irreplaceable archives of ancient knowledge, and tragically, we are erasing them at an alarming rate, losing approximately 3 sacred sites per week to modern development. A teenager, surprisingly, pulls out their phone, not for social media, but to show you an alarming, stark graph displayed on the screen. Their community's custom-built soundscape monitoring app reveals a disturbing 37% drop in high-frequency bird calls this year, the very delicate, nuanced tones needed to accurately teach certain crucial songline intervals, vital for precise navigation. Ornithologists, studying the data, grimly confirm that the missing species are precisely those crucial for pitch calibration in the complex desert navigation songs. No birds, you realize with a sinking feeling, means no natural tuning forks, which inevitably means lost knowledge, forgotten pathways, and an erosion of cultural heritage. The elder touches the screen with a look of profound grief, a silent testament to the invisible destruction. First the stones go quiet, they say, their voice barely a whisper. Then the people. It's a chilling prophecy of cultural and ecological collapse. You're handed 2 didgeridoos, one freshly made, its wood still smelling of the forest, the other centuries old, its surface smoothed by countless hands. The difference isn't merely in their aged appearance, but profoundly in their sound. The antique instrument's deep, resonant vibrations make your ribcage hum at precisely 111 Hz, the exact frequency scientifically shown to stimulate optimal plant growth and encourage biodiversity. The new one, however, its resonance is noticeably off by 12 Hz, a subtle but significant deviation, the direct consequence of hurried harvesting from younger, acoustically immature trees. Botanists are now actively working with elders, in a desperate race against time, to identify acoustically mature specimens, trees whose wood vibrates at the correct frequencies, but the waitlist grows longer and longer each season as the ancient forests diminish. A child, their eyes wide with urgency, interrupts the quiet lesson with alarming news. The last fluent speaker of the Dune cricket songline has fallen gravely ill. Linguists, a small, dedicated team, scramble frantically to document the dialect's unique palatal clicks, sounds that perfectly mimic the intricate movements of the insect across the shifting sand. The recording session lasts an exhausting 19 hours straight, a desperate race to capture vanishing knowledge. Later, meticulous audio analysis will chillingly reveal patterns matching seismic activity along the song's ancient route. Too late, they'll tragically realize that these weren't just lyrical descriptions or simple stories, but incredibly sophisticated early warning systems for earthquakes, a profound understanding of geology embedded in the very language itself. The loss is immense, not just of a language, but of a vital survival tool. The elder shows you a sari cut on their forearm, a traditional incision, a physical mark made when sacred knowledge is irrevocably lost, a personal scar of cultural grief. Medical scanners, with their clinical precision, reveal that the scar tissue on their arm forms a perfect Fibonacci spiral, the same intricate, naturally occurring pattern found in everything from whirlpools to galaxies. Doctors, with all their scientific knowledge, have no medical explanation for how such precise geometry is achieved without any modern tools or instruments. The elder simply says, with a profound simplicity, the body remembers proper shapes, hinting at an innate genetic memory for universal patterns, a wisdom encoded not just in song, but in the very flesh and blood. As night falls, casting long, somber shadows, the community engages in a passionate, deeply philosophical debate, whether to reluctantly allow an artificial intelligence to learn the remaining, fragile songlines. Purists argue vehemently that machines can never truly understand country, its nuances, its spirit, its profound living connection. Pragmatists, however, counter with a grim reality. Extinction, the complete loss of knowledge, is far worse than imperfection. The algorithm's first desperate attempt to reproduce a songline sounds hauntingly beautiful, a complex symphony of notes, and yet it is completely useless for navigation, lacking the subtle, life-saving meaning. It has mastered the notes, the raw data, but not the deep, contextual meaning, like a GPS reciting beautiful poetry instead of vital directions, a hollow echo of true understanding. The elder's final chilling lesson comes in hushed whispers. Every songline has a death verse, a secret passage, a particular melody that literally erases itself when not sung properly. They demonstrate with a haunting, unsettling melody that makes your skin prickle with an eerie sensation. Acoustic physicists, analyzing this specific sequence, detect powerful infrasound components, frequencies below human hearing, that are known to literally shake apart sandstone over generations, causing erosion and collapse. It's not magic or superstition, you realize with a shiver. It's resonant frequency weaponized as cultural copyright protection, an ancient, ingenious, and environmentally integrated form of intellectual property security, ensuring the sacred. Knowledge remains pure and protected. You leave with fine dust in your shoes, a tangible reminder of the ancient land, and a strange static electricity humming in your bones, a lingering resonance from the songlines. The children wave goodbye, already eagerly at work on their hybrid solutions. Bluetooth didgeridoos, allowing for digital transmission, holographic sand paintings, bringing ancient art to new dimensions, and vibrant TikTok tutorials in language revival, bridging the gap between old and new. The elder watches them with quiet, profound pride, a sense of hope in their ancient eyes. The song doesn't care how it survives, they say, their voice carrying the wisdom of millennia. Only that it does. It's a testament to the enduring power of culture and adaptability, a belief that knowledge, in whatever form, will find a way to persist. The elder leads you deeper into a cavern, its entrance obscured by hanging vines, and as you step inside, the very walls hum around you. Not metaphorically, not a trick of the light, but literally, the ancient limestone actually vibrates under your fingertips at a frequency so low and powerful it makes your very dental fillings tingle. First recording studio, they whisper, a profound understatement. And suddenly, a breathtaking realization washes over you. These aren't just ordinary caves, geological formations carved by time and water. They are, in their truest essence, nature's original vinyl pressings, with intricate grooves worn smooth and deep by generations of continuous powerful song, preserving the echoes of millennia. It's an organic, living archive, predating any human technology for sound recording, a testament to the land's capacity to hold memory. Modern acoustic engineers, armed with their most sophisticated mapping equipment and complex algorithms, would undoubtedly nearly short-circuit their devices upon encountering this chamber. The stalactites, hanging like ancient icicles from the cavern ceiling, function as perfect natural tuning forks, each precisely calibrated to a different songlines. Unique key and resonance, a natural sound laboratory, the curved back wall of the cave. It ingeniously refracts sound waves to create an automatic 7-second delay, the exact precise interval needed for ceremonial call and response, facilitating perfect communal singing. Even the seemingly random cracks in the ceiling form precise Helmholtz resonators that amplify specific frequencies, creating a natural, acoustically perfect environment. Your modern AirPods, with all their advanced digital features, suddenly seem embarrassingly primitive, almost quaint, in comparison to this natural, architecturally perfect sound system, crafted by geological time and the forces of nature. A child, with an impish grin, demonstrates the whispering gallery technique, their mouth almost touching the rough cave wall as they murmur a sacred verse, their voice barely a breath. 20 feet away, another child hears it with crystal clarity, every nuanced syllable distinct, while you, standing perplexed midway between them, catch only profound silence. Physicists, studying this phenomenon, call this whispering gallery wave propagation, typically observed in grand acoustically designed domes like St. Paul's Cathedral. Here, in this ancient cave, it's simply how you send private, crucial messages across vast, dark caverns, a form of natural encrypted communication. The military's latest directional speakers, cutting-edge acoustic weaponry, are merely ancient technology with better branding, a modern appropriation of a profound, naturally occurring principle. You're instructed to lie flat on a particular, slightly elevated patch of sand, a designated spot. The elder strikes a resonant rock with a smaller stone, and suddenly, the powerful vibration travels up your spine like a sonic elevator, a palpable surge of energy. Seismologists, studying the cave's unique geological properties, confirm that this precise spot is indeed a sweet spot, where the cave's subtle curvature focuses low-frequency waves directly into the human sternum, maximizing physical resonance. It's not magic, you realize. It's the world's most immersive surround sound system, a deep physical experience of sound. No subscription or complicated setup required, simply a connection to the Earth's natural acoustics. It's a reminder that sometimes the most profound technologies are found not in complexity, but in simplicity and natural harmony. The children giggle again as you awkwardly attempt the echolocation trick, clicking your tongue rhythmically to navigate pitch darkness, a skill you usually associate with bats. At first, you predictably bump into walls and obstacles, feeling clumsy and disoriented, until the elder, with a patient hand, gently adjusts your head angle by a mere 2 degrees. Suddenly, miraculously, the entire cave lights up in your mind's eye, a vivid internal map of its contours. Audiologists, intrigued by this ancient practice, found that these techniques powerfully stimulate the visual cortex through sound, essentially giving you temporary sonar vision. Batman, with all his high-tech gadgets, should have taken lessons here instead of Gotham's dark alleys. True mastery of darkness lies not in equipment, but in honed perception. A teenager, ever the bridge between worlds, shows you their smartphone's spectrogram app, meticulously analyzing a song line. The visual waveform, displayed on the screen, forms perfect fractals, the same intricate pattern repeating at different scales, like an audio version of a delicate fern leaf or a branching river system. Mathematicians, confronted with this stunning visual proof, are utterly floored. This level of embedded mathematical complexity shouldn't, by conventional understanding, exist in purely oral traditions. The elder, however, merely shrugs, a serene smile on their face. Fractals are just how country talks, they explain simply, indicating that the universe's inherent mathematical beauty is organically woven into their cultural fabric, a fundamental language of existence. As you exit the profound darkness of the cave, the elder makes you pause at the threshold, a final moment of contemplation. Listen proper, they instruct. At first, nothing. Then, a faint ethereal echo, somehow sounding clearer, purer, and more intelligible than the original sound you made inside. Archaeoacoustics experts confirm that this cave's mouth acts as a natural Fourier filter, selectively removing certain frequencies and enhancing others to improve intelligibility and clarity. Modern noise-canceling algorithms, complex digital creations, are still playing catch-up to the sophisticated acoustic properties of 50,000-year-old rock formations. It's a humbling reminder that nature has always possessed the most advanced sound engineering, a silent master of acoustic physics. The final, profound test comes when the elder has you sing while facing different walls of the cave. One surface makes your voice thin and reedy, almost swallowed by the stone. Another, inexplicably, gives it a godlike resonance, amplifying it with incredible power. The children, having grown up with this intimate knowledge, know them all by heart. This wall for love songs, its acoustics amplifying tenderness. That one for warnings, making voices sharp and commanding. And the back corner they giggle mischievously, strictly for making fun of rival tribes. Its acoustics perfect for playful taunts. Voice coaches, aspiring to vocal perfection, would undoubtedly kill for this level of acoustic intimacy, this deep, instinctive understanding of how sound interacts with specific environments. You leave the ancient cave with your ears still ringing, a resonant hum from the deeply vibrating stone. But it's the elder's offhand comment that lingers most profoundly in your mind. We didn't choose these caves. The songs did. Geologists, intrigued by this notion, now suspect that the mineral composition of the earth subtly changes along the path of the songlines, creating a hidden chain of singable stone, resonating perfectly with the ancestral melodies. The land, it seems, has always been waiting for someone to play it, to awaken its inherent musicality, revealing a profound symbiotic relationship between the earth, its inhabitants, and the timeless power of sound. The elder, with an almost imperceptible flick of their wrist, parts a curtain of hanging vines, revealing what, to your urban eyes, looks like an ordinary, unassuming bush. But then, they pluck a single vibrant leaf and crush it gently between their wise fingers. A sharp, invigorating citrus scent erupts from the crushed leaf, instantly flooding your mouth with a powerful, undeniable rush of saliva. First lesson, they say, their voice resonating with ancient wisdom. Hunger makes the best map. It's a profound, visceral truth, far more impactful than any abstract direction, reminding you that survival and connection to the land are intrinsically linked through sensory experience and bodily wisdom, bypassing purely cognitive understanding. Nutritionists, armed with their complex dietary charts and scientific research, would undoubtedly rewrite entire textbooks if they witnessed this profound interaction. That specific aroma, the unique chemical signature released by the crushed leaf, it scientifically triggers an instant enzyme production in your body, perfectly preparing your digestive system for efficiently breaking down bush tomatoes. The slightly bitter aftertaste that lingers on your tongue, it instinctively prepares your gut for the protein-rich, witchetty grubs that might be part of the next meal. These aren't just mere survival songs or simple culinary tips, you realize. They are, in their very essence, the world's oldest, most effective dietary supplements, encoded in intricate melody, scent, and taste. Your microbiome, that complex ecosystem within your gut, doesn't need GPS coordinates. It recognizes these subtle chemical cues on a cellular level, guiding your body through the bounties of the land. A child, their eyes bright with knowing, hands you a dried seed pod, its intricate shape resembling a perfect spiral. Count the ribs, they urge, their voice filled with anticipation. You carefully tally 7 distinct external ridges, and then, with a jolt of understanding, you remember, this is the same precise number of water sources located along the very next songline segment. Botanists, studying these indigenous plants, have confirmed that these pods evolved their beautiful Fibonacci patterning as an ingenious hydrocalendrical system. Each ridge represents one day's walk between vital waterholes, a living, growing map. The elder smiles gently as you make the profound connection. Country keeps its own time, they say, emphasizing a deep natural rhythm to the land that transcends human-made calendars and clocks, a timeless cycle of resources. You're then taught to sing while rhythmically chewing a particular root, not for its flavor, which is surprisingly subtle, but because the very motion of your jaw and the pressure on your teeth changes the sound's resonance, altering the melodic output. Dentists, examining the oral health of initiates from songline literate communities, were utterly shocked to discover they exhibit perfect dental occlusion, a flawless bite alignment. All that rhythmic, specific chewing built ideal bite alignment from a young age. Orthodontists, with their focus on dental correction, could undoubtedly learn a thing or two from 60,000 years of biomechanical acoustics, a profound understanding of how oral activity shapes physical development and aids in sonic communication and navigation. The elder gracefully demonstrates how to find the sweetest, most succulent figs using only sound, a specific, precise tongue click that makes ripe fruit vibrate differently, creating a distinct, audible hum. Acoustical engineers, setting up their sensitive laser vibrometers, nearly short-circuited their equipment in astonishment. The technique ingeniously exploits minute differences in the cellular density of the fruit, a natural sonic signature of ripeness. The children, with their characteristic wisdom, simply call it nature's barcode scanner, a profound and playful description of a sophisticated, organic technology that far predates any modern invention, leveraging subtle natural vibrations for survival. As the midday heat intensifies, radiating off the red earth, the elder produces a spindly, unassuming plant from their bag. Watch closely, they instruct. They then sing a melodic descending scale while gently stroking the leaves, and astonishingly, the leaves slowly fold inward, like shy, retreating butterflies, a delicate, almost magical response. Biophysicists studying this remarkable phenomenon identified this as sonic-induced thigmonesty, where specific frequencies trigger cellular water redistribution within the plant, causing it to visibly move. This same profound principle, they explain, allows songline walkers to ask plants where hidden water flows underground, a form of natural hydromancy. Modern drought prediction technology, for all its satellite imagery and computational power, is still playing catch-up to this ancient organic floral telegraphy, a direct dialogue with the plant world. Your stomach growls again, a loud, undeniable pang of hunger, and this time the elder doesn't offer food. Instead, they teach you the hunger song, a series of deep, guttural vibrations that miraculously, somehow ease the intense pangs of hunger, making them recede. Gastroenterologists investigating this phenomenon have found that these specific frequencies stimulate ghrelin suppression, essentially hacking your hunger hormones, curbing appetite through sound. No wonder early European explorers marveled at Aboriginal endurance in the harsh interior. They had literally been singing themselves, full suppressing hunger and thirst for millennia, a profound physiological mastery achieved through sound. It's a remarkable testament to the body's incredible capacity for adaptation and the profound influence of internal rhythms. A teenager, showcasing another surprising facet of ancient knowledge, shows you how to test soil pH by humming a specific tone into a hollow log partially buried in the earth. The returning echo, subtle but distinct, changes its timbre based on the alkalinity or acidity of the soil, a sophisticated trick that modern geologists typically replicate with expensive $20,000 spectrometers. The elder nods at your wide-eyed astonishment. Dirt has many voices, they say, their voice profound. Only some speak to chemists. It's a powerful reminder that the natural world communicates in myriad ways, and often, our specialized scientific tools only capture a fraction of its profound, inherent language. As sunset stains the cliffs a vibrant, fiery red, the final lesson of the day arrives via an unlikely tiny teacher, a honey ant that gracefully climbs onto your open palm and immediately begins vibrating, its tiny body humming, with a precise rhythm. Entomologists confirm that these direction dances used by the ants to guide their colony members use the exact same cadence and rhythmic structure as local songlines, mirroring the human pathways. The elder watches this tiny, profound interaction with quiet satisfaction, a deep wisdom in their eyes. All living things know the tune, they murmur softly, encompassing all life in their profound statement. Some just remember better than others, implying that the inherent connection to the land and its songs is universal, though often forgotten by modern humans. The elder's hands hover gently over your sternum, directly over your heart, as they hum a single, unwavering note, a sustained tone that seems to resonate from deep within their being. At first, you feel nothing, only the warmth of their palms. Then, miraculously, a warmth blossoms beneath their hands, spreading subtly through your ribs like warm honey, soothing and comforting. Broken heart medicine, they murmur softly, their voice filled with compassion. And in that profound moment, you suddenly understand why modern hospitals are only just now beginning to study didgeridoo therapy for post-operative recovery and pain management, acknowledging the ancient wisdom that has long understood the powerful physical effects of sound on the human body, particularly for healing and emotional well-being. Cardiologists, typically focused on the intricate mechanics of the heart, would undoubtedly trade their very stethoscopes to intimately witness this profound healing demonstration. That specific 40 Hz frequency, a deep resonant hum, produced by the elder's voice, it scientifically triggers the release of nitric oxide in your endothelial cells, those delicate linings of your blood vessels, thereby improving circulation and promoting cardiovascular health. The slight, almost imperceptible vibrato on certain syllables, it precisely matches the natural resonance of healthy lung tissue, encouraging optimal respiratory function. Modern medicine, in its clinical language, refers to this as targeted acoustic therapy, a cutting-edge approach. Here, however, in this ancient land, they've been prescribing potent, immersive sound baths for healing and well-being since before the very pyramids of Egypt were even built, demonstrating a profound ancient understanding of biophysics and medicine. A child with the earnestness of youth presses a conch shell to your ear, not for the familiar sounds of the ocean, but to demonstrate a profound principle of cardiac coherence. The shell's intricate spiral shape, a natural marvel of engineering, amplifies your own heartbeat until it synchronizes perfectly, almost miraculously, with the elder's rhythmic chanting, creating a profound harmonious union. Biomedical engineers, confirm that this ancient technique produces perfect 0.1 Hz coherence between the heart and breath, the undisputed holy grail of stress reduction, a state of profound relaxation and internal balance. Your modern meditation app's Calm Mode, with its digital instructions, suddenly seems like a child's toy, an inadequate imitation compared to this organic, deeply integrated physiological synchronization achieved through ancient sound. You're instructed to lie flat on a particular smooth rock formation, its surface warmed by the sun, while the elder sings the bone song, a melody of deep, resonant tones. Within minutes, a persistent, nagging ache in your shoulder and discomfort you'd completely forgotten about miraculously dissolves, replaced by a soothing calm. Osteopaths, studying the unique properties of the stone, measured its vibration at 25 Hz, the exact frequency scientifically shown to stimulate osteoblast activity, the cells responsible for bone formation and repair. The children, with their innate understanding, simply call these ancient rocks grandfather's MRI machines, a playful yet profound acknowledgement of their inherent diagnostic and healing capabilities, demonstrating an intuitive understanding of bioresonance. A teenager, practical and resourceful, hands you a beehive-shaped basket meticulously woven from spinifex grass. Breathe into it while humming, they instruct, their voice holding a subtle sense of amusement. At first it feels silly, almost awkward, until your sinuses suddenly, miraculously clear, allowing you to breathe deeply and freely. ENT specialists, intrigued, identified the intricate weave pattern of the basket as creating ideal vortex airflow to efficiently drain maxillary cavities, relieving sinus congestion. Modern sinus relief devices, complex and often expensive, are revealed as pale imitations of these ancient neti pots, demonstrating a profound, long-standing indigenous understanding of respiratory health and airflow dynamics, ingeniously applied through natural materials. The elder produces a small, beautifully adorned pouch of vibrant ochre powder, its colors reflecting the rich earth. They sprinkle it gently over your forearm while singing a rapid-fire series of precise clicks. And astonishingly, the dust spontaneously arranges itself into intricate dendritic patterns, mirroring your very capillaries, the tiny blood vessels beneath your skin. Hematologists, experts in blood, are still desperately trying to reverse engineer this seemingly magical trick. The best hypothesis involves infrasonic standing waves subtly manipulating iron-rich particles within the ochre, a complex interplay of sound and matter. The elder, however, simply calls it showing the blood its path home, a poetic and profound description of guiding the body's vital fluids through sound and intention, a truly ancient and powerful form of biological engineering. As dusk falls, painting the sky in deep purples and oranges, the healing shifts from the physical to the deeply internal. The elder's voice drops to a profound whisper, recounting how certain songlines possess the remarkable power to unstick traumatic memories, gently releasing them by subtly retuning the amygdala's theta waves, brain activity associated with emotional processing. Psychiatrists, studying PTSD patients who were exposed to traditional song cycles, found those individuals showed a remarkable 68% faster cortisol normalization, a key indicator of reduced stress and trauma response. The veterans, recognizing the profound healing, have a term for it: soul dialysis, a powerful metaphor for cleansing deep emotional wounds through the transformative power of sound. You're given a final profound test, a culmination of your learning. Sing while holding a small vial of clear water to your throat, allowing your voice's vibrations to pass through it. Later, under powerful microscopes, scientists will find that the water's crystal structure has mysteriously rearranged itself into perfect hexagonal symmetry, the very same intricate patterns seen in healing springs and other naturally pure, vital water sources, suggesting a profound sonic restructuring. The elder watches the vial catch the last rays of moonlight, its surface shimmering with newly formed patterns. All medicine, they say, their voice echoing with timeless wisdom, is just remembering how to listen. It's a humbling, beautiful truth, a recognition that the universe is constantly offering its healing wisdom, if only we attune ourselves to hear its subtle, ancient song. The fire burns low, casting long, dancing shadows, as the elder unrolls a bark painting unlike any you've ever seen, not the familiar dots or cross-hatching, but what looks uncannily like musical notation carved directly into the ochre. The lost songs, they sigh, their weathered fingers tracing the painful gaps where termites have relentlessly eaten through the ancient melody. Conservationists, using cutting-edge multispectral imaging, recently made a startling discovery. These sheet music scrolls contain incredibly precise rhythmic notations. If you possess the ancient knowledge of how to read the intricate spacing between lines as subtle time signatures, it's like finding a musical score where the very silence between notes is as meaningful as the sounds themselves, a testament to an early, profound understanding of musical composition. A teenager surprisingly plays a crackly 1940s wax cylinder, recording on a portable player. The voice singing is unmistakably the elder's grandfather, but the dialect is almost entirely unintelligible to your modern ears, a true linguistic fossil. Linguists, meticulously analyzing these fragile archives, found that certain vowel sounds have shifted by a mere 0.3% per generation, preserving pronunciation with an eerie, almost supernatural precision across centuries. That slight lisp on the sibilants, barely noticeable to an untrained ear. It precisely marks a specific waterhole that tragically dried up 3 centuries ago, a detail encoded in the very phonetics. This reveals language not just as communication, but as a living, breathing historical record, where subtle shifts in pronunciation reflect profound environmental changes. You're handed 2 seemingly identical stones, their surfaces smooth and cool to the touch. The elder taps them together. One rings clear and resonant, its sound carrying, while the other thuds dully, almost dead. Geologists, upon examination, grimly determined that the dead stones come from areas now inundated with high electromagnetic interference emanating from modern power lines. The children, with a chilling simplicity, call them deaf rocks, and their proliferation across the land terrifies the elders more than any physical drought. It's a stark, palpable illustration of how our technological advancements are not only transforming the physical landscape, but are also subtly, yet powerfully, silencing the ancient voices of the earth itself. A child shows you their phone's language app, now flashing red warnings, a digital alarm. It's meticulously tracking the attrition rate of songline verbs, those incredibly intricate action words that describe specific types of walking, smelling, remembering, and observing the land. Computational linguists, working with a growing sense of urgency, estimate that we're losing 1 crucial wayfinding word every 14 hours. The app's despairing notification, a stark digital prophecy, reads, 92% of topographic vocabulary extinct within 20 years. This isn't just about losing words. It's about the imminent extinction of an entire cognitive framework for understanding and navigating the world, a profound loss of embodied knowledge. The elder produces a message stick, a piece of wood notched, with what you initially assumed were purely decorative patterns, until they drag a fingernail across the grooves, miraculously producing a melodic sequence. Material scientists examining these ancient artifacts found that these carvings function remarkably like vinyl records. Each groove's depth corresponds precisely to a specific pitch, encoding complex melodies. The last living carver of these profound singing sticks tragically went blind last year, taking her intricate tuning secrets, her unique acoustic knowledge, with her. This loss is more than just a craft. It's the disappearance of a profound method of analog sound storage and communication, a technology developed millennia before its time. As midnight approaches, casting long, deep shadows, the mood subtly shifts. The elder begins a closing-up song, a lullaby that somehow makes all the children yawn precisely on cue, a natural response to its sonic quality. Sleep researchers, intrigued by this ancient practice, identified powerful delta wave-inducing frequencies within these lullabies, but also something far stranger and more profound. The meticulous spacing between verses exactly matches the 90-minute ultradian rhythm of human sleep cycles, a perfect biofeedback loop. Your smartwatch's advanced sleep tracker, for all its algorithms, simply couldn't design a better or more naturally integrated biofeedback system for inducing and regulating sleep. You're given a final, simple gift, a single delicate feather dipped in ochre, its tip a vibrant red. The elder guides your hand to write a simple fluid curve in the air, a gesture that, millennia ago, might have symbolically begun a new songline, a fresh path of creation. Archaeologists recently discovered similar ochre smears in ancient cave art, painstakingly arranged in patterns that precisely match celestial events. Cosmic calendars, the oldest such finding, a staggering 65,000-year-old music staff painted by the soft glow of moonlight, a testament to humanity's oldest, most profound artistic and astronomical inclinations. The fire pops one last time, a final soft crackle, as the elder whispers, their voice almost lost in the stillness. Every ending is a beginning waiting for its song. The children are already deep in dreaming, their small fingers twitching slightly as if tracing invisible paths across the land, continuing the ancient journey in their sleep. Outside the camp, the wind, a restless sculptor, rearranges the sand into perfect, intricate spirals, nature's final notation, a silent, ephemeral song of constant transformation. Dawn light, soft and ethereal, reveals a cluster of teenagers gathered around a drone, their faces intent, like tribal elders around a newborn, reverently examining its intricate mechanisms. But this isn't military tech or a mere toy. It's their homemade Songline drone, its 4 rotors humming the precise harmonic intervals of a creation chant, a powerful fusion of ancient and modern. The elders watch from a distance, their expressions a mix of wary curiosity and quiet observation. Aerospace engineers would undoubtedly faint if they saw the drone's intricate flight patterns. Each movement, every subtle dip and rise, precisely traces the exact gestures used to sing country into existence, a physical manifestation of ancient belief. A tech-savvy girl taps her tablet, and suddenly the drone's hum shifts, transforming to mimic the deep, resonant vibrations of a didgeridoo. Audio analysis, running in real time, shows it's reproducing not just the audible sound, but also the powerful sub-bass frequencies that make your very molars vibrate. The same ones scientifically known to stimulate optimal plant growth. Agricultural. Scientists are already scrambling to license the patent, hailing it as acoustic permaculture, a revolutionary concept. The elders witnessing this profound application of ancient knowledge simply call it clever children, a testament to their innate ingenuity and adaptability. You're shown a remarkable 3D printed song map, a tactile topographic model that miraculously plays different verses when touched at specific coordinates, turning navigation into an interactive experience. Material scientists, meticulously reverse engineering its components, embedded piezoelectric crystals that generate voltage directly from pressure, each precisely calibrated to ancestral tuning frequencies, giving the map a life of its own. The children, ever the innovators, argue playfully over whether to add Bluetooth compatibility. The elder, with a wise, knowing hum, settles the debate, sending a resonant note that makes the model visibly vibrate in agreement. A perfect natural consensus. A bright-eyed boy demonstrates his AR headset's latest groundbreaking feature, overlaying song lines directly onto bustling city streets using geolocated audio. Urban planners observing this are utterly gobsmacked. The ancient superimposed paths miraculously avoid all major traffic choke points, seamlessly guiding users by following what the songs have always called the kangaroo's shortcut. It turns out that 60,000-year-old transit algorithms, born from deep ecological understanding, still effortlessly outsmart modern rush-hour traffic congestion, offering a sustainable alternative to urban design. The elder, with deliberate steps, finally approaches the humming drone, kneeling to press, their forehead gently against its sleek carbon fiber shell. A gesture of profound connection. The children hold their breath, sensing the solemnity of the moment, until the elder smiles, a deep knowing in their eyes. Metal can dream too, they declare, and suddenly the palpable tension breaks, replaced by a shared sense of wonder. Later, you'll learn that the drone's flight path that very day perfectly traced a songline thought to have been completely lost since the 1920s. The elders nod with quiet satisfaction. Some melodies, they imply, simply refuse to stay buried, finding new ways to resonate. As afternoon wanes, casting long shadows, the community engages in an earnest debate about the ethics of allowing artificial intelligence to learn sacred songs. The solution emerges unexpectedly, an ingenious algorithm that only unlocks verses after the user successfully completes real-world navigation challenges, ensuring genuine understanding. No cheat codes for country, the kids explain simply, emphasizing the importance of embodied learning. Computer scientists observing this praise the blockchain-like verification system. The elders simply like that. It makes the machines sweat, earning their knowledge. You're invited to try the drone's beginner mode, a simple melodic tune that makes the device rise and dip gracefully, like a honeybee dancing in the air. Aerospace engineers confirm the flight pattern precisely matches optimal energy conservation models, a testament to the innate efficiency of ancient flight dynamics. The children laugh with gentle amusement as you fumble the controls, your movements clumsy. Their hands, you realize, move with a natural muscle memory inherited from generations of boomerang throwers, a profound physical connection to aerodynamic principles. The elder watches the sun set behind the whirring rotors, a fusion of ancient and modern technologies against the timeless horizon. Old and new make good dance partners, they remark, a profound truth in their voice. Above, the drone's LED lights flicker in time with the first stars, man-made constellations keeping perfect time with the ancient cosmic ones, weaving a new song of coexistence in the vast desert sky. The Milky Way stretches overhead like a vast songline written in stardust, a cosmic river of light, and suddenly you see it. The emu in the sky isn't a constellation of bright stars, but rather the profound absence of stars, its long neck, formed by the dark dust lanes between cosmic fires. The elder smiles at your gasp of revelation. You finally learned to read negative space, to perceive the meaning in what isn't there. Astronomers recently discovered that these dark constellations align with terrestrial song lines with uncanny, almost mystical precision, as if the Earth itself were merely a shadow, a terrestrial echo of some celestial original, a profound connection between the micro and macro. A teenager hands you augmented reality binoculars. Through them, the night sky pulses with intricate, interconnected lines, not the familiar Greek constellations you learned as a child, but a sprawling musical staff where each twinkling star represents a precise note. Astrophysicists confirm that the intervals between these notes remarkably match harmonic ratios found in traditional songs, revealing a cosmic symphony. The children, with a modern twist, call it the universe's greatest hit, a playful yet profound acknowledgement of the inherent musicality of the cosmos, echoing in their ancient traditions. You're instructed to lie on your back on the cool sand while the elder taps a rhythm on your sternum, one hand keeping the steady beat of your heart, the other tapping out the precise pulse of a distant pulsar, a cosmic beacon. At first the rhythms clash, discordant and unsettling. Then slowly, impossibly, they synchronize, melding into a single, harmonious beat. Cardiologists are intensely studying this entrainment phenomenon in ICU patients, with startling, positive results. The elder, however, simply calls it remembering. We're made of stardust, a poetic and profound reminder of our intrinsic connection to the cosmic rhythms. A child points excitedly to a falling star, except it's not truly falling but rather singing, a meteorite burning up dramatically. In the atmosphere with a descending glissando, an audible fiery descent. Sonification algorithms, advanced scientific tools, definitively prove that certain meteorite compositions do indeed produce audible frequencies during atmospheric entry, creating unique sonic signatures. The elders have known this profound truth for millennia, incorporating these dramatic star death songs into sacred initiation ceremonies, marking significant cosmic events. NASA's cutting-edge meteor tracking system. It's only just now catching up to Aboriginal acoustic astronomy, a science that has been observing the cosmos through sound for countless generations. The elder produces a peculiar starstone, a meteorite fragment that hums faintly when gently stroked, a tangible piece of the cosmos. Material scientists, examining its structure, found its iron crystals are aligned in perfect harmonic layers, vibrating precisely at 432 Hz, when exposed to the soft glow of moonlight. The children take turns holding it reverently to their ears, like a cosmic seashell, listening intently for the song from before time, a resonant echo of the universe's primordial vibrations, a deep, tangible connection to the vastness of space and time. As midnight approaches, casting long, deep shadows, the elder begins the star-dreaming song, a melody that, to conventional mathematical understanding, shouldn't make sense, yet somehow traces the Fibonacci sequence in its intricate phrasing. Mathematicians analyzing these ancient songs found they encode complex orbital mechanics with eerie, almost prescient precision. That cascading series of notes, falling like cosmic rain, it precisely represents the elliptical orbit of Mercury, a celestial dance. The syncopated rhythm in the chorus, it mirrors the intricate gravitational dance of binary stars, a profound understanding of astrophysics encoded in sound. You're given a final, profound test. Sing while holding the meteorite and facing a particular canyon, its vastness echoing your voice. The echo that returns is wrong. Not just delayed as expected, but strangely altered, as if the very rock walls themselves added unforeseen harmonies, new layers of sound. Astrophysicists would undoubtedly kill to study this bizarre phenomenon. It's essentially a localized space-time distortion where sound behaves like light near a black hole, bending and shifting. The elder nods knowingly, a subtle smile playing on their lips. Some songs bend time, they say, implying a mystical power beyond scientific explanation, a profound connection between sound, space, and time. The children are asleep now, curled, intimately like nebulae around the dying fire, their small forms mirroring the cosmic wonders above. Above them, the MU in the sky stretches its dark, immense neck across the zenith, a silent, powerful presence. The elder's whisper lingers in the cooling air, a final, profound teaching. We've been navigating by star song since before we were human, suggesting an ancient, inherent connection to the cosmos that predates our very humanity, a timeless dance between earth and sky. The fire has burned down to glowing coals now, their pulsing soft light matching the slow, steady rhythm of your own breathing. The elder watches you with quiet satisfaction. You've finally stopped fighting the drowsiness, stopped desperately, trying to memorize every single detail, every nuanced instruction. That's when they know you're truly ready to really listen, to move beyond conscious effort and into a deeper, more intuitive mode of reception. It's a surrender to the natural flow of knowledge, a recognition that true learning often happens in the liminal space between waking and dreaming. A single didgeridoo note hums through the camp, so deep and resonant it feels more like a thought, a primal vibration than an audible sound. Researchers would tell you it's vibrating at exactly 7.83 Hertz, the Schumann resonance, Earth's natural frequency, the very heartbeat of the planet. But right now, in this profound moment, you don't need science to understand. Your bones already know this vibration, a deep, cellular recognition. Your pulse is already subtly synchronizing, aligning with the ancient rhythm of the earth, creating a powerful, undeniable connection. The children are curled like question marks around the fire's remains, their small fingers still twitching occasionally, as if tracing invisible paths in their dreams, continuing the songlines in their sleep. Sleep studies in songline communities show remarkable brainwave coherence during these communal nights. Dozens of individuals entering REM phase simultaneously, their theta waves pulsing in perfect unison, a collective dream. The elders, with a profound simplicity, call it sharing the same dream time, a powerful concept of shared consciousness and collective memory, accessed through ancient sonic practices. You're handed a final, profound gift. Not an artifact or an instrument, but a simple, profound breath. The elder exhales slowly and deliberately against your forehead in a sacred gesture called Maparn Wiru, good medicine breath. Biochemists were stunned to discover this practice literally transfers microbiome-enhancing compounds, subtle biological signals, while psychologists note it triggers an immediate rush of oxytocin release, the love hormone. But tonight, in this deep moment of connection, it just feels like being gently tucked in by the universe itself, a profound sense of peace and belonging. As your eyelids grow heavy, the elder begins the closing up song. Except you realize, with a start, it's not a new melody. It's intricately woven from fragments of every songline you've heard tonight, like a greatest hits album of the soul, a tapestry of sound and memory. That descending scale from the Kangaroo's Journey, the staccato clicks of the Beatles' Dance, the star-swept arpeggios of the Celestial Maps. Your neural pathways light up in recognition, each familiar musical phrase unlocking its corresponding memory, solidifying the vast knowledge you've absorbed. The fire pops one last time, a gentle final sound, sending up a spiral of sparks that, for a perfect fleeting moment, mirrors the Milky Way overhead, a cosmic echo in miniature. The elder whispers something about how all songs eventually return to silence, and how that silence is just the space between notes in a larger eternal melody. But you're already half in dreaming, drifting into that liminal space where words dissolve into pure, unadulterated meaning, a realm of profound, intuitive understanding. Your final conscious thought isn't in words, but in the comforting weight of your body against the ancient earth, in the distinct scent of desert oak mingling with wood smoke, in the distant, ethereal call of a night bird that may or may not have been there at all. A final, profound sensory experience. End of script. Sweet dreams.